KT, just what's allowed you to get off to such a hot start to the season?
I think a lot of it is just the work that we put in the cages during practice and before games.
Tony talked a little bit about some mentality changes for you. What, from your perspective, what have those been?
I think a lot of it is that I've kind of stepped into more of a leadership role. Being here 3 years, and then last year being able to get some time out in the outfield and in the box. I was able to kind of help the new guys, and that kind of made me want to be like a guy that leads by example.
When Tony's talking about you and what you do well, he always talks about how vocal you are and how well you communicate. Have you always been vocal and easy to communicate, or has that been something that's learned?
I guess it's something that's learned. My first 2 years in the outfield, I probably wouldn't say anything at all. But again, like I said, kind of stepping into a leadership role, I've kind of realized that, I'm not always, more in right field, but still try to help out as much as I can. And I guess a lot of that started in the fall with, new guys in the infield, trying to help them out as much as I can and kind of just carry it over.
Coach talked about differences he's seen in your game. How do you feel different this year?
A lot of it's just the work that I've put in with our dietitian, Miss Beth, and Coach Q. Kind of changed the way I've eat in the past, and the work that we put in the weight room.
How much did you work at center field in the fall and preseason, and just what's your comfort level there right now?
Pretty comfortable. I got a decent amount of work in center field. A lot of times it was either center or right, so kind of depended on the day.
Which one do you prefer?
Just being on the field.
Has there been an approach change for you at the plate? Like Tony said, you're driving the ball to all 3 parts of the field now. Is that something that's kind of always been there, or has that been an approach change this year?
It's definitely been an approach change. In the past, I kind of knew I had power, so I always try to hit home runs and stuff. But as I've kind of gotten older and matured a little bit, I've realized that, home run swings don't always equal home runs. So I kind of simplified everything and just try to put a good swing on.
Do you think you're going to be able to get one over that right field wall today? It looked like everything hit that part of the yard was getting knocked down.
BP, a home run was the last thing that I would have thought of would happen today for either team, honestly, even with the kind of bats that both teams have. So today the approach was just kind of keep it below the bushes.
How does the feeling compare when you have an outfield assist, throwing somebody out to hitting home run?
It's pretty good. Any way that we can, as an outfield and infield, help out our pitchers with their pitch count, it always makes you feel good, and the team as well.
How impressive has Robin's start to the season been?
It's been really good. I saw his stats before he got here when he committed and everything, and I was kind of excited to see him get here, and he's still putting up the same kind of bats and numbers he has even when he was in JUCO.
How much of a spark plug is he? I mean, every time he walks or gets hit or does something, always looking into the dugout trying to hype you guys up. What does that do for y'all?
I mean, yeah, it definitely hypes us up. He's a really funny guy in the locker room. He's always fun to hang out with. So I guess it carries over onto the field. So whenever he does something, he's looking at us trying to hype us up. It definitely gets the team going a little bit.
One or two more for KT. You've hit a couple different spots in the order. You've been hitting cleanup the last couple of games. Do you like that spot? Does it change your mindset at all?
Not really. Again, like I said, just being on the field, it's a blessing. So anywhere I'm in the lineup, I'm just going to try to go out there and play the best of my abilities.
Thanks, KT.